Hey boys and girls, how are you doing? How's self-isolation going? I hope that you are doing well and that you've got lots of things to do to keep you busy. And I hope that as I share a story with you today, that it'll give you something to think about that's going to grow your faith. Now, I love trees. I don't know about you, but I love trees. And one of my favorite things to do is what I'm doing right here, is lying in a hammock underneath a tree, and I'm going to show you my view. This is my view, and one thing I love doing is just staring up into the trees and just watching as the light filters through. Now, a while ago, as I was staring up into the trees, I noticed something, and you might have noticed it too. But have you ever noticed the leaves moving in the breeze? Have you ever seen the breeze? I see the leaves moving, but I can't see what's causing them to move. We know that it's wind, we know that it's a breeze, but we don't actually see the wind. We can see the effects of the wind, but we can't actually see wind. And it got me thinking about something that's written down in the Bible. In the Bible it says faith is the evidence of things unseen. Now, the story that I'm going to share with you today has to do with faith. And it's found in Matthew chapter 13, verse 31 to 32. And it has to do with something that is really, really small. These are called mustard seeds. Jesus was talking to a group of people and he told a parable, which is a story. And he talked about one of these mustard seeds. He said, the kingdom of heaven is like this mustard seed. You probably wonder, how on earth can the kingdom of heaven be like a mustard seed? Then he said this, a man took the seed and he planted it in a field. Though it is one of the smallest of seeds, when it grows, it is the largest of garden plants and becomes a tree. Isn't that amazing that something this small as a mustard seed, can grow into one of the largest garden plants? I just love that when Jesus told a story, he always gave us an example, or he always gave us something that we can use to help us understand what he's talking about. And here we have this picture of this very, very small seed that when planted into the ground and when nurtured can grow into a massive, giant garden plant, almost like this tree. So as I look up into this tree, I think about this story. I look at its branches, I look at how tall it is, I look at all the animals and the birds that perch in the tree. And you know, the thing I love most about the story when it comes to growing faith is Jesus didn't say you had to have a potato-sized faith. You didn't have to have a watermelon-sized faith. All you need is a faith as small as a mustard seed. And that's all we need, just a small faith to start off with. And as our faith grows, and as we experience Jesus in our lives, and as we grow closer to him, roots start to shoot out. We start to grow upwards, and our faith begins to flourish and thrive. So remember that. You don't have to have all the answers. There are many things that I don't know. Every now and then I have Lexi or Micah, or even kids at school asking me questions. And sometimes I just have to say, I don't know the answer to that. But what I do know, God sent his Son to pay for the sin that I've committed and the sin that you've committed. and everyone else, so that you and I, even though we deserve death, can have eternal life. And sometimes we like to have answers and we like to overcomplicate things. But sometimes we just need to keep it real simple and have faith in those things that we can be sure of. And use that faith when we don't have answers to some questions that we have. So remember that. Your faith just has to start small. It doesn't have to be big at the beginning. Hey, thanks for joining me today. God bless.